Boon of the Fairy Godmother. There was a wood on a mountainside. It looked very beautiful and quiet because of the pine and eucalyptus trees that grew in it. In this wood, there also lived a fairy godmother. She gave boons to kind and good people and punished the wicked. One day, Sundar, a little boy living in a nearby village, went to the wood to get some twigs and branches. Sundar's parents were very poor and they used the twigs and branches to light a fire and cook their food. As Sundar entered the wood, the wind started blowing. The wind was a strong one. It blew many leaves off the branches and scattered them on the ground. It was winter, so some of the leaves were already very dry and yellowish brown in color. Sundar quietly picked them up and filled the sack that he had brought to carry the leaves and branches. After he had collected sufficient leaves and twigs, he turned back to go home. He had walked a few steps when he saw a payful at a distance. It was lying on the ground and fluttering its wings in pain. Sundar went close and found that it had been wounded. It was bleeding at the neck. Sundar picked up the bird. He took it home with him. Sundar washed the blood away and tied a piece of rag round the bird's neck. He gave it some grain to eat. The next day, the bird was trotting about in its pain. Suddenly, it hopped out of the pain and disappeared. In the afternoon, Sundar went to the cove to see how many eggs their hens had laid, and lo, what did he see? The two hens were sitting on the golden eggs. He ran into the hut and cried out, Mummy, come and see something. Our hens have laid golden eggs. Sundar's mother could not believe her eyes when he saw them. They brought the golden eggs into the hut and everybody wondered how such a thing could happen. Sundar's grandmother, who was a very old man, explained, Sundar, this is a boon given by the fairy godmother who lives in the wood. Why should she give a boon to us? Asked Sundar. But which you found wounded and brought home. You saved its life. Hence, the fairy godmother has given you riches as boon, explained the godmother. He was a very old man and knew about the godmother living in the wood. The bad times for the Sundar's family came to an end and they became very rich.